Milk Minute!
Hello learners! In research, survey plays an important role in many disciplines when it comes to collecting primary data. Survey research has its roots in applied social research, market research, and election polling. It has since become an important approach in many academic disciplines including political science, sociology, public health, and psychology. Typically, surveys done by using questionnaires with which researchers bring together standardized data that can be compared easily. Questionnaire is a potential source of bias and must be formulated very carefully to guarantee the quality of the data collected. From survey design to questionnaire testing, it is important to avoid errors in respondent comprehension and interpretation and to avoid influencing or offending respondents. With the Radyo Eskwela, let us all listen to this episode in English for academic and professional purposes and master the competency in designing, testing, and revising survey questionnaires.
Senior High School on Air.
Senior High School on Air. The front line of quality and excellent learning.
Excellent learning. You have all the best of the best.
Best of the best of the best.
Magandang umaga, handa na ba kayong matuto?
Naghanda na po.
Reading and writing.
Pagbasa at pagsusuri ng teksto tungo sa pananaliksik.
Practical Research 1.
English for academic and professional purposes.
Ability and Statistics.
General Biology 2.
Disciplines and ideas in applied social sciences.
Cookery and more.
Senior High School Best of the Best.
Best of the best of the best.
How's your day been going, senior high school learners? I am glad to have another meaningful session with you today as we embark the world of English for academic and professional purposes. I am your radio teacher, Teacher Catherine of Radyo Eskwela sa Isabela, and together we will learn to design, test, and revise survey questionnaires. Are you ready to stay with me? Yes, I will be with you for the next 30 minutes, so sit back, chill, and learn. The old ones say, the beginning of understanding is listening. So, for you to listen properly, you must find a place where you can clearly hear the broadcast. You also have to make sure that you have with you your learning kits. Moreover, prepare yourself to learn. Before we dig deeper in designing, testing, and revising survey questionnaires, let's have a short review of our past lesson. Do you still remember it? That's good to know! Last episode, we discussed the different objectives and structures of various kinds of reports. So, what is a report? Correct! We have said that reports are documents that wish to inform, analyze, or recommend. And there are three types of reports discussed last time, such as survey reports, technical reports, and field report laboratory. Do you still remember the purposes and structures of these reports? I hope so, because one of our episodes will ask you to do one. This time, I would like you to bring out your quiz notebook and we'll check your answers on your previous quiz. Just a simple reminder before we start. Be honest when checking. For number 1, the answer is letter F. Introduction. Introduction is where you state the purpose of your work. Number 2. The correct answer is letter B. Methods. Methods is a part of a report where the procedure in a report is shown. Again, number 2 is letter B. Methods. We proceed to number 3. What do you think is the answer? Very good! The answer is letter C, reference. Reference is a part of the report where you put your sources. Number 3 is C. Reference. Letter D. Abstract is the answer for number 4. Abstract explains the main issue of the report. For number 4, the answer is letter D. Abstract. And for the last item, the answer is E. Result. Again, number 5 is letter E. Result. Result is where the writer discusses the data, findings, and results. We're done. You can now count your score. For those who got a perfect or high score, tap your shoulders for a job well done. For those who didn't make it, you still have a chance today to do better. But for the meantime, I want you to attend to your personal necessities while listening to this infomercial.
Tayo na sa Radyo Eskwela. Tayo na!
Naku, ang lakas na ng hangin. Paparating na ata talaga ang bagyo. Mabuti na lang, nakita ko ang listahan ng mga dapat ihanda kanina sa Facebook ng DepEd. Ito ay ang tubig, pagkain, ID card, mahalagang dokumento, flashlight at baterya, posporo at lighter, first aid kit, kutsilyo, radyo, kumot, banig, lubid, gamit panligo, at ilang mga damit. Tawagin man kami para sa agarang paglikas, handang-handa kami.
Maging handa sa anumang sakuna. Isang paalala mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.
Teacher Catherine is back, and you are still listening to Radyo Eskwela sa Isabela. Today, we are going to talk about how to design, test, and revise survey questionnaires. Probably most of you are hesitant with this topic, but with proper guidance and correct information, I'm sure you'll get this easy. So, let's start! Questionnaire research design proceeds in an orderly and specific manner. We can divide it into 3 stages: designing, testing, and revising. First, let us talk about how to design your survey questionnaire. The first step in any survey is deciding what you want to learn. In the designing stage, it is important to establish goals. The goals of the project determine whom you will survey and what you will ask them. If your goals are unclear, the results will probably be unclear. Next is selecting your sample. There are 2 main components in determining whom you will interview. The first is deciding what kind of people to interview. Researchers often call this group the target population. If you are trying to determine the likely success of a product, the target population may be less obvious. Correctly determining the target population is critical. If you do not interview the right kinds of people, you will not successfully meet your goals. The next thing to decide is how many people you need to interview. Statisticians know that a small representative sample will reflect the group from which it is drawn. The larger the sample, the more precisely it reflects the target group. Once you have decided on your sample, you must decide on your method of data collection. Some interview methods are personal interview, telephone survey, computer direct interview, email survey, internet survey. Take note, each method has advantages and disadvantages. Further, these are the general considerations in designing questionnaires. The first rule is to design the questionnaire to fit the medium. People responding to mail or web surveys cannot easily ask, "What exactly do you mean by that?" if they do not understand a question. Personal questions are sometimes best handled by mail or computer, where anonymity is most assured. The second rule is KISS. Keep it short and simple. Third rule, start with an introduction or welcome message. A good introduction or welcome message will encourage people to complete your questionnaire. Lastly, allow a not applicable response to all questions, except to those in which you are certain that all respondents will have a clear answer. The next step is to test a questionnaire with a small number of interviews before conducting your main interviews. Ideally, you should test the survey on the same kinds of people you will include in the main study. If that is not possible, at least have a few people other than the question writer. Try the questionnaire. This kind of test run can reveal unanticipated problems with question wording, instruction to skip questions. It can help you see if the interviewees understand your questions and give useful answers. In your revision, you should not combine the results from the pre-test with the results of post-test interviews if you change any questions after a pre-test. Choosing sensible questions and administering surveys with sensitivity and common sense will improve the quality of your results dramatically. Did you get it, learners?
Yeah!
Let's take some time to practice a few of things we just went over. Are you ready for some exercises?
Yeah!
To check your understanding of the concepts in designing, testing, and revising survey questionnaire, I have prepared here some statements. All you have to do is to tell whether each statement is true or false. Number 1. The first step in any survey is establishing goals. Is it true or false? Number 2. Deciding what kind of people to interview will likely lead to the success of meeting your goals in conducting survey. Is it true or false? Number 3. In conducting survey, the larger the sample, the less precisely it reflects the target group. Is it true or false? Number 4. Selecting your target population will prevent the survey from producing biased results. Is it true or false? Number 5. The way you phrase a question can change the answers you get. Is it true or false? Time is up. Let us now check your answers. Number 1. The correct answer is true. The first step in any survey is establishing goals because the project determines whom you will survey and what you will ask them. Number 2. The correct answer is true. Deciding what kind of people to interview will likely lead to the success of meeting your goals in conducting survey. If you do not interview the right kinds of people, you will not successfully meet your goals. Number 3. The statement is false because the larger the sample size, the more precisely it reflects the target group. Number 4. The answer is false. Selecting your target population will not prevent the survey from producing biased results. Totally excluding all bias is almost impossible. And number 5. The answer is true. The answers you get depends on the way you phrase your survey questionnaire. Did you get all the answers correctly?
Yeah!
Good job! Again, questionnaire research design proceeds in an orderly and specific manner. We can divide it into 3 stages: designing, testing, and revising. In designing, it is important to establish the goals, determine the target population and the interviewing methods. It is suggested to test a questionnaire with a small number of interviews before conducting your main interviews. After testing the survey questionnaire, you will be able to revise question wording, faulty instruction, and many more. Now that you know the principles in designing, testing, and revising survey questionnaire, it would now be easier for you to come up with your survey questionnaire. And that's what we are going to do in the next activity. But for now, let's have this infomercial.
Tayo na sa Radyo Eskwela. Tayo na!
Wow! Adobong manok! Ang sarap naman ng ulam namin! Ang bango pa! Kainan na!
Hep hep hep! Buknoy, may nakalimutan ka ata.
Ha? Wala, kuya. Gutom na po ako, kaya kumain na po tayo.
Buknoy, nakalimutan mong maghugas ng kamay. Lagi mong tatandaan, bago kumain, ugaliin nating maghugas ng kamay. Ang wastong paghuhugas ng kamay ay isang epektibong paraan upang matanggal ang bakterya at germs na lumikit sa ating mga kamay. Ito ay makatutulong upang maiwasan natin ang pagkalat ng sakit sa ating paligid.
Sige po, kuya. Uugaliin ko na po ang wastong paghuhugas ng aking kamay bago kumain. Kainan na!
Ang kalusugan ay kayamanan. Isang paalala mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.
This is now the moment of truth. Prepare your paper and pen and get ready for a simple task. Here is what you are going to do. Select a topic related to your strand and design your own survey questionnaire composed of 5 questions by following the 3 stages we have discussed: designing, testing, and revising. Be able to document each phase taken in the development of your survey questionnaire. Again, select a topic related to your strand and design your own survey questionnaire composed of 5 questions by following the 3 stages we have discussed: designing, testing, and revising. Be able to document each phase taken in the development of your survey questionnaire. Submit both draft and final survey questionnaire along with your documentation to your subject teacher. That ends today's lesson. In case you have clarifications or queries about the subject matter, you can reach out to your subject teacher. Congratulations, learners, for listening and learning our lesson well. On behalf of our scriptwriter, Heidi D. Dancel, and the whole SDO Isabela RBI production team, I would like to extend my gratefulness to you for listening in today's discussion. Before we part ways, I would like to leave a quotation from Benjamin Franklin for you to ponder upon that goes this way: "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." This has been your radio teacher, Teacher Catherine Joyce Lactao Cristobal, saying goodbye and keep safe.
Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon.
Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang may iwan.
Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela!